Hey, everybody. Hey, Allie.
Hello,
That's
Jim.
our audience. We're doing a podcast here. What are you doing? Playing on your phone?
TikTok.
TikToking? Is that what the kids call it?
No, that's just what the app is called.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 17 of the Building and Becoming Show. We appreciate you guys coming back for part two of an episode series, two-part series we
Yes.
call Faith, Fitness, and Fire.
We hope you had a good week.
Yeah, last week was fun. I enjoyed that show a lot. The audience has astounded us with some really good questions. And I love the fact that the questions that are coming in are from people that don't know us and people that are I don't want to say concerned, but maybe curious about, and they want to hold us accountable a little bit to being like, hey, we're following your content. I know you're out there building a personal development company and you want clients and you're asking us to partner with you. We need to know you're for freaking real. So these questions are going to help us. So bring them on. We're happy to answer them. We love doing this. And the Q&A last week was by far my favorite question and answer episode we've done out of all the podcast Q&As because it's the people that aren't as familiar with us.
I agree. It's been a good time.
It was really cool. Reach out to us. I want to tell everyone how they can get a hold of us. Grab a pen because this is going to be pretty involved. Allie's a big TikToker.
Yes.
As the kids say.
It's what the app is called.
So she's a TikToker and she's Alligator 4. Here it is. You ready? LLLLIGATOR and the number 4. So 4 L's, E-Gator 4. Alligator 4. Man, I really went too deep into that. You'll find her. You'll see her on there. Her content's pretty amazing. So I'm told. I'm not a TikTok person, but I am active as all get out. Where at, Al?
Instagram.
Do you know how to get a hold of me there?
At Real Jim Moat.
I am Real Jim Moat, and it's not as egotistical as it might sound. Jim Moat somehow was taken. So I wasn't going to be like Jim Moats 2. Do
you think your mom created the Instagram for your dad and she's operating out of 2 Instagrams?
Well, considering my dad passed away a decade before Instagram was really, really popular.
I know, but do you think
could be? Yeah. I don't know. My mom is also on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that's why? Do you listen to the words that come out of my mouth? I said she's operating out of 2 Instagrams.
Gotcha. I'm trying to, maybe I should get headphones to pay better attention. Sorry. So yeah, follow us, do all of that stuff. We are appreciative of everybody that engages with us. And we thank you for making the consideration to become part of our school community. What's it called, Al?
Building and Becoming.
What's our mission in Building and Becoming?
Building a foundational faith in Christ while becoming strong, fit, and capable. Wow is such a weird word. Wow.
Well, that's because you're not saying it correctly. Would you like me to help you pronounce it?
Wow.
While.
Wow.
So our mission simply building a foundational faith in Christ.
Wow.
While becoming.
That's such a stupid word.
Strong, fit, and capable in all areas of life.
It can't be a real word. Wow. 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 Say envelope.
I'm sorry?
Say envelope.
Envelope.
Von Mar.
There's a department store locally here in our Omaha metro.
Say it.
It's called Von Mar.
Oh, you did it on purpose.
Actually, I'm lying to the audience right now. It's Von Mauer. That's what it's called.
It's not. What's the other word? I can't.
It's VMAUR, Mauer.
No, it's Von Mar. We Googled it.
Google didn't talk to us, dude.
Yes, it did, dude. All the while.
Audience, thank you for bearing with this behavior as we're getting ready to jump back into our Q&A episode. Allie's challenging sometimes.
All the while.
And Southern. So, yeah, we are having a lot of fun doing this. We're going to do more of these. The purpose of the podcast is so the audience can get to know us more, to help build trust, and to have some fun, to bring some guests on, to highlight other people that are trying to kill it and do cool things and lift up other people, to help people draw closer to Christ, to get more fit in all of those things. But most importantly, the all-encompassing thing, We do the podcast to create value for you guys. So if that means answering your questions, that's what we're going to do.
Say crayon.
Crayon.
Say it again.
Crayon.
Do you hear that? Dude,
Crayon and caramel.
caramel.
Yeah. So it's a generational thing. You can't really tell. The camera probably doesn't pick up on it, but I'm slightly older than Allie.
According to Tiffany, shout out, Tiffany. You're our
Shout
best
out Tiffany for what?
She is my best friend. We love her.
We're bowing to her? Why? I'm fine with you shouting her out, but what purpose of what? How's it relevant to what we're doing?
I forgot why I was.
Shout out Tiffany. What the freak is going on?
Oh, she calls you 100. Okay.
Yep, she does. Yes, shout out. Thank you. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
So we are going to finish it. We're going to give you about 30 more minutes of questions here that have come in over the last several weeks. Oh, and I forgot to mention this because I mentioned it last week. If we use your question,
You get free merch.
you get free stuff from jimmotes.com from our store. And it's a great store you can pick out. We'll reach out to you. You pick out any single item you want, regardless of price. Is that right? I didn't run this by you. You're just ripping the chairs apart. So she's destroying the equipment. I'm giving away any merchandise that anybody wants if we use their question. So we're just going more, we're rogue and going more broke by the minute. So check out jimmotes.com. Help us buy new chairs by buying a freaking t-shirt.
They get it for free. They don't buy it.
Yeah, but if you're not submitting questions, you need to buy them.
Okay. So question number 1.
Go.
Do you ever think about how your lifestyle, both wins and struggles, impacts those who follow you? How do you navigate that responsibility?
It's a great question. Do you ever think about how your lifestyle, wins and struggles, impacts those who follow you? Nope. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah, obviously, I'm kidding. Yes, I think about it probably more than the audience would even realize. Is the truth.
I agree with that. I think that's something that weighs heavy on you.
It does.
You carry a lot on your shoulders.
I feel, first off, I understand, and I haven't just been put in this position in the last couple of months. I had a position in the marketplace where I took leadership very seriously, and I was just a manager at some point. And I say the word just, which is a word I don't like to use. I was just a manager because all I wanted to do was tell people what to do. And there's a lot of managers in the corporate world. And then when I transitioned to a place where I wanted to be an actual leader, I started really caring about the impact that I had on people. So I've been in this mode for a while. When we ventured out of the marketplace, you and I together a couple of years ago, and we built this personal development company, our lifestyles are our brand now. And we no longer have I don't even want to say the freedom to, because there's no freedom in it. But a lot of people think as long as I'm showing up for work and doing my job, I can go live a totally however I want when I'm not at work, and it's nobody's business. I didn't want that kind of a career. I wanted a career to where if I was living a Christ honoring lifestyle, that it would improve my standing with the people that were looking up to me. It would put me on a pedestal, so to speak, not to where I'm lording over people, but I want to be a guy that says, good, bad, and ugly, look at everything I'm about, because if you do and you really get to watch my lifestyle and you emulate some of those things and you see that I've overcome the struggles that you're having, as you follow me, your life's going to get better.
Yeah.
I take it super seriously to answer their questions.
So I want to piggyback on that with 2 things, and maybe I'm oversharing here. So we're going to get nice and comfy. The first thing is working that 9 to 5 job, right? You're not making much of an impact. So if you were, and myself, I'm just speaking generally, if you were to die tomorrow, I mean, what are people going to say about you? What's that eulogy? What's your headstone going to say? And now today, I feel like a lot of people would say impactful things, right? Not Allie was so funny or whatever. It's like life-changing things. And that's really cool. And And I think a lot more so with you. You've really been able to get out there and really start to be there for guys that are fresh out of prison and, or looking at serving more time for new crimes and um, to do some pastoral work. I mean, you're really working it. And so the things that people would say when you were in the marketplace as opposed to now, that's the stuff that really matters. And when you talk about being able to be on a pedestal, so to speak, that's the stuff. Like that's the pedestal. It's like, wow, Jim was a great guy. Did you hear what Jim did? Like that's the kind of stuff. That's stuff that's changing lives, not wow, Jim really gave us that nice Christmas bonus. That's the different stuff. Because when you are in people's minds because of that stuff, when you stop doing that kind of stuff for people, you don't matter. But you're doing stuff, I think, and we are doing stuff where it's not something that you can take away from somebody. And that's really cool. Now, the stuff that I'm going to share that's a little bit uncomfy is the stuff that we do, though, it does Jim it weighs on I think there's a lot of on Jim's shoulders about that. He's given me the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, and with that comes a lot of freedom, but it also comes a lot of stress because he's having to shoulder all of this stuff. He has his mom that he gets to take care of, and he has Arlie and I that he gets to take care of. And, he looks at this as I am the man of the house. I'm going to direct, protect, and provide. And I guess I really don't know where I'm going with that, but I think that's the stuff that you want to be when you're a man is you want people to think that about you when you leave this earth is that this is who I am. This is what I did for my family, not the other stuff. And so Jim has really put all of his branches out to look over everybody and to shelter them to make sure that everyone under him gets to live the best possible life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you for that. And you used a word, I don't even know if you did it intentionally, said that I get to help take care of my mom and I get to help provide for you and Arlie. That's the right word.
Yeah.
It is a blessing to me. Um, I love that I have that opportunity. And I also that I take very seriously the fact that I need to become stronger in every way. I need to become when I'm down in the gym, I use this line a lot, and you know what I'm about to say.
Mhm.
It's about more than looking good in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I need to get strong physically so I can shoulder more
More responsible.
burden and responsibility. And so I can pick up the buckets and carry water for people that aren't able or willing to carry their own water right now.
Yeah.
I believe God's given me this calling. I need to build businesses and wealth and financial security and stability in order to be able to help more people, in order to have you be able to be present at every PTA meeting and every cheer event and volleyball game
Yeah.
and volunteer at this. And I need to step up and make it happen. That's my responsibility as the man of this family.
Right.
So you talked about impact on people. Yes, I think that that's making an impact on you and Arlie and other moms. I also believe that I used to be a guy that was obsessed with trying to give people fish, whereas now I'm showing them how to fish.
Mhm. I agree. I really do.
And that's been very rewarding for me. It's the last part of the question says, how do I navigate the responsibility? The way I navigate the responsibility is at the end of every night, I put a parentheses on my day by talking to God about how that day went and finishing with gratitude. And I wake up the next morning, have my coffee, and I start talking to him again. And I say, Lord, thank you for another opportunity with these responsibilities. These aren't burdens, these are blessings. And I made a devotional. Right now, it's been about a week and a half ago that talked about a scripture that says God will never give you more than you can shoulder. And I believe that. So I understand that if I have these perceived burdens that are really just honors and responsibilities, if he's given those to me, he's given them to me because he's allowed me to be a strong man.
And he knows that you
He
can.
knows I got this.
Yeah.
With him in my corner and the infilling of the Holy Spirit, I got this. So I don't stress about that stuff as much as I used to, but it is heavy and I recognize its heaviness, but I also recognize I'm getting stronger and able to carry it.
Every day. Yeah.
So that's great. It's a great question. I appreciate it.
Okay. How does your faith shape your daily decisions and long-term goals?
This one's an easy
That's what I think.
answer. My faith shapes everything that I do. The From the minute I wake up, I'm thinking about Jesus and honoring Him and having discussions with Him. And I go to the Bible and we pray about decisions. We ask God to bless our finances, our health, our home, our family, our pets,
Mhm.
all of it. Um, and I don't make decisions that are outside of the bounds of what I think is going to be honoring to God and honoring to you as my partner.
So, in my mind, it has to work. It just has to work
Yeah.
because God wouldn't have provided all of this
Yeah.
for us to come this far for it to fail.
Yeah.
And that's just how he's gonna give us trials. He's gonna give us some bumps and there's gonna be some hiccups and some frustrations, but it just has to work. And that's just faith.
Yeah.
That's just recognizing,
Doesn't he want us to build faith?
yeah,
How do you build faith?
by going through trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Faith that isn't tested can't be trusted.
That's great. Love
And
that
and
line.
that's just kind of my mindset, when things just don't seem possible, things get so frustrating and everything. Parenting with our relationships, like things just suck and you want to give up. But why? Why have you come this far? Why have you done this much to give up now? You know what I mean? There's gotta be to it. You
Mm,
have to get to the other side of anything, you have to go through it.
so good.
Okay.
Well said.
What's the toughest discipline habit you've mastered and how did you do it?
Well, here's what I think about habits and discipline. Okay. So I'll give you the brief overview. It starts with an action. So you examine your life and you figure out where there's deficiencies and areas that you want to improve. And then you understand, well, this action, fill in the blank, would improve that. The way to turn that action into a habit is to do it over and over again. And the only way to do that is to promise yourself you will each day. Then that develops discipline. Discipline is keeping a promise to yourself. So that's important for this question and the next one. The toughest discipline I've mastered, it's going to sound strange and I'll give a two-part answer. Developing discipline is what I've mastered.
Yes.
And I know it says what's the toughest discipline habit. So they want to know that toughest habit. The toughest one was just developing discipline and understanding how to take an action and turn it into a habit and a lifestyle. I'll use getting up early and going to bed early. That's a discipline that most people have a tough time mastering. Would you say I have that mastered?
Yes.
I don't miss, do I?
No.
Yeah. But I would say to the best answer to the question, and I hope the person that submitted it is hearing this. Develop discipline. Pick an action, just one. It could be eliminating something or adding something. Not drinking alcohol, for instance, could be an action and a habit. I've mastered that too,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
But the number one trait that I would suggest that everybody listening to this master is developing discipline. Make promises to yourself and keep them. I made a post a couple weeks ago that I refer back to often because I talked about your feelings don't matter. And that gets a lot of flack and you get a lot of comments of, what about mental health? And you're just, I'm not getting in all that stuff. What I'm telling you is your feelings don't matter because your feelings are what keep you from accomplishing your mission. What matters is you keep a promise to yourself. I don't care if you don't feel like going to the gym. Did you promise yourself that Tuesday's a workout day? Then get your ass to the gym and move weight.
Yeah.
I don't care what your feelings are.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
but my body hurts and this and that. I don't care how you feel. If you're on your deathbed and you're in the hospital, don't break out of the emergency room or the ICU and go lift weights. I mean, that'd be cool. But don't do that. But your feelings are going to get in the way
You're
of
gonna overthink it.
that's it. Your feelings are going to get in the way. My feelings don't matter. I have things that need to get done and I do them.
Yeah.
Period. So that's the answer to the question. The toughest discipline I've mastered is discipline. Next one.
Okay. How do you balance fitness with the demands of family and work?
So I'm going to back up. What's the word I'm going to throw out there?
Oh, discipline.
Discipline. That's how I balance it. And was it this week or last week we talked? It was last week we talked about balance.
Yeah.
You go back and refer to last Tuesday's episode 16. Balance isn't a thing in my life, and I don't strive for it to be a thing in my life. And If balance is your goal, you're going to have a 9 to 5 balanced, boring existence, and you're going to help other people achieve their dreams. You're going to live less than your God given destiny, and you're going to die with regret. Not me, because I don't have balance. So how do I balance fitness with demands of family and work? Fitness comes first.
Yeah.
Fitness is ahead of your family. Obviously, if there's a family issue I need to handle at 5 in the morning, I'm going to do that. But I adjust my lifestyle to where I don't need to tend to my family other than praying for them prior to training. Every morning, my family gets prayed for prior to lifting weights. But I have my day set up to where I'm handling my fitness, my discipline first. Then I'm available for work and family the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You put that thing at the very beginning. That's my most strategic task. It's the thing that gives me the most long-term return on time investment. It's training. So I'm down there training. I don't balance it. I do it through discipline.
Yeah, that's the only way to get it done.
Amen, sister.
Okay. What's one belief you've had to unlearn to grow stronger mentally and spiritually?
One belief I've had to unlearn, huh? Okay.
I think that I can't, or that this isn't for me, or
Yeah.
this is just how it's supposed to be. The genetics crap, like that. It's just how it is. Like,
I just wrote, that's just how it is.
oh yeah, that's just kind of what I think. That's how I mean that. But if I were to sum it up, like that's what it'd be. Like that's what I would think. The people that just the way it's gonna be.
It's my lot in
Yeah.
life. Same old, same
I'm
old.
just big boned, like that kind of crap. No,
Yeah. I can't see your bones through your fat.
I've never really understood what that meant. Well, with the exception that I think Ozzy is big boned.
We have a cat that's big boned
Yeah.
and also fat.
Yeah. And she hates Jim. Oh dear.
So audience, you can't see this. I have a horrendous wound on my forearm and it looks like a scratch, but it's not a scratch. It's actually where her tooth started and she drug her incisor tooth through my flesh,
I'm
tearing
walking
it in
around
two.
with a sliced toe right now.
We're not going to compare injuries. Let's get back to the audience's questions.
Oh, here's another one. Who is more tougher, Allie or Jim? Allie.
Who is more tougher is what Allie thinks I would have typed as I was transposing these questions.
I mean, they
It's Allie. That's not one of the questions, but I don't want to say too much more because you answered that perfectly. But one belief I had to unlearn was that I don't have what it takes.
Yeah, those limiting
Yeah.
beliefs.
And everybody would say, they look at me and they listen to me. They're like, that guy's where he's at because he's never struggled with confidence. And I wish I had. I struggle with it as much as anybody. You've been with me for years. I
Yeah.
struggle with it, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do. We just have to. We keep going.
Everybody has those days. And now I have that Hannah Montana song stuck in my head.
Yeah. We are going to jump to that one.
You want to skip the middle one?
Yeah. I mean, we can touch on it if you want. I don't have a lot on that one, but yeah, go ahead.
I think I have an answer. If someone feels stuck in life, what's the first step they should take to break free? You need to join some sort of community.
Yeah, great.
Building and becoming is a great place. Sitting in your own stuff, your own crap, you're not going to go anywhere. So if you feel stuck and you want to make a change, then you need to join some sort of community. Building and becoming would be a great place. And then from building and becoming, we have jump offs to different high intensity coaching programs. But that would be my suggestion, is to join a community of other like-minded individuals that are trying to achieve the same thing that you want to achieve.
I think that's the best advice. I'll give the second best advice I think I could give because that is the right answer. It would be nothing changes if nothing changes. Change one thing. It doesn't even have to be huge. Change what time you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Change what time you get up. Make your bed every day. Don't drink alcohol for a week. Go for a walk after work. Get some sunshine. Drink more water than any other liquid in your day tomorrow. These changes can be very, very small, but if you're stuck, you have to do something different and change that status quo. But you do need a group.
Yeah, well, and the drinking a gallon of water or eliminating alcohol, going to bed. I mean, those things, you're right, they do seem small, but gosh, because not drinking alcohol for 75 days and then not drinking alcohol for the phase 1, it totally changed my body. I mean, my skin, my sleep, like everything. And then that water really jump started. So like even though it's like I for the people that think they drink enough water, I would really encourage you to track the amount of water that you do drink because it's not nearly enough.
Yeah.
And that one small thing would freaking do wonders for you.
Let me one more thing on that question. The one that I was going to skip, it's got more life in it than I thought. I want to say this. One of the things Allie and I strive to do as we're building a personal development brand and company is, yeah, we want to partner with people and have you come into our paid community. We want to partner with you and have you come on and be clients with us in our more intensive coaching programs. But we also strive, the majority of our time and money is spent creating content for you all on different social media platforms that is totally free of any cost, that will provide you an incredible amount of value that will change your life if you'll implement it. Follow us on social media, watch the videos, check out our YouTube. There's a lot of good content there, and we're very easy to get a hold of. If you message me on Instagram or Allie on Instagram or TikTok, Facebook, if you message us, we're going to respond to you right away. We don't have a team of people responding to the people that are reaching out to us. We do it ourselves. If you have a question, Jim, I'm stuck. Could you give me 3 things I could implement in the next week that's going to change my life? I'm not going to send you an invoice and tell you to send me $50 and then I'm going to help you. I'm going to drop what I'm doing and I'm going to give you actionable advice that's going to change your life.
Yeah.
We're here for you. And if you don't have a community and you don't have resources, we need to figure out a way to get you connected and then get you to a place where you have resources. Because if you don't have resources for a community, that's not the problem. That's a symptom of a lot of other problems.
My favorite line is free people, free people.
Yeah, we're free.
Yep.
We want to help you be free.
Yep. Okay.
Last question.
And then we're done. How do you stop yourself from getting so negative when things get hard? That's a tough one.
I feel as though this didn't come in from the audience and that Allie snuck this one in because, to be quite honest, I've been getting a little bit negative in these last few weeks. And I could be getting a little paranoid right now, along with some negativity, but I think she did that.
Okay, I did. This is submitted by me.
Unfreaking real. You're probably going to want your free T-shirt too.
No, I just want lip injections.
Oh boy. How do you stop getting negative when things get hard? So the idea is, if I just tell myself, don't be negative, don't be negative, don't be negative, I'm going to be negative.
Mhm.
What I rely on is having a partner in my life, professionally and personally, and it happens to be the same person, who will say to me, hey, man, you got this. Okay. You're getting in your own head. Okay. This is a bump. We can do this. Let's not give up. Um, I do tend to get negative. Well, we don't really see that much from you, Jim, because I'm not making posts about it. I want to be authentic with you all, but I'm also not going to be like, Allie, I'm super negative and pissed off. Go grab the camera. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to discourage anybody either. But I do struggle with negativity, and it's not so much that I'm doubting, are we on the right path, and does God have us this mission laid out for His purposes? I believe that we are on the right path, but I would be lying if I said that sometimes it just seems like, man, I need a breakthrough. And I do get in my own head sometimes. And without a partner that's willing to lift me up, and also I have a community of people that lift me up in building and becoming. We do a lot of get togethers on Zoom each week. And I can come on those calls and be like, hey, before we get started, guys, I've been a little bit beat up. X, Y, and Z has happened to me. And you guys dealing with any of that? And they'll be, hey, Jim, you know what? I was dealing with that, and try this. And hey, we got you. And a community, that's what it's for.
Yep.
So not just my family and my partner,
Yep.
but also members of building and becoming. And that's my favorite part of being in that community. So that's how I don't stop myself from getting negative, but I do manage it through accountability and loving partners and community members.
I think that getting negative about anything is a normal part of life. It's just if you're not you're inhuman. I mean, with the good comes the bad and those feelings flow. But I think that it's normal to let yourself feel those feelings and to get frustrated with the circumstances. Um, and for me, when I get discouraged and stuff, I try to walk it backwards and to remember that God put us here, that we have to trust this. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing half the time with social media and freaking IT and integrating softwares. It's so frustrating, but I have to trust that I am capable of doing it. And that's the only thing that I think keeps me going and not frustrated and freaking out is I just have to trust because I can either be frustrated and try to trust or I can let it go and trust and I'm a lot more happier and my household's a lot more happier when I just try to let it go because I know that I have such a big personality that when I get upset my whole atmosphere is upset and then my parenting's off and my love for Jim's off and I'm just not a fun person to be around. So when I find myself getting negative ever I try to walk it backwards and figure out, is this really as big as I'm making it in my head? Is this something that I really want to give the power to? And if it's not, then I let it go and I try to really put myself in the fact that it's going to be okay, that I need to trust the situation and I need to relax. And that tends to help and give away my worries and my fears because the negativity, it's not that I'm upset at the situation. There's always an underlying fear of or underlying emotion of fear, and once I can address that, then I can go forward from there.
That might be the best question that was submitted.
I know, and I'm glad that you were able to take a look at yourself and recognize.
I'm just happy that it could be done in front of tens of thousands of people. So thank you for bringing that to my attention in front of the audience. So
You're welcome.
everybody, that's what we got. This has been a really fun couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Last week was great. This week was great. We hope that we've provided adequate answers. We hope that we're working towards building that trust with all of you. Tell a friend, share the show, check out the content. Let us know what else you'd like from us to provide value that's going to help you have a better life because that's what we're here to do. And we appreciate you so much. Anything else, Al?
No. Have a
Okay.
great week.
See ya.